kami sa Mount Ararat. Nandun sila.
Kasi ang tanggal ay kita ko. Ikaw, may dami ko niya ako.
Walang teacher.
O ganyan, ang ganda.
Okay guys, this place we are is the Garni temple, okay? The Garni temple history is back to 300 years before Christ's birth, okay? So this is very unique here in Armenia because all the same building as what we see is been damaged and they will collapse by the government and the king of Armenia and they make it church after they become Christian. This is just a building which is remained from before the Christianity, okay? So this building, we name it Garni, and also the local, they name it the God of Light, okay? And the people who living in this area, they believe on this, okay? And this is for the time that Armenia was part of the Persian Empire, okay? And is controlled by the king, name was Teodat. Teodat built this building for the queen, okay? And it was a very safe area because had no access from the around, just the access was this entrance, okay? All around is the river. You can see the
Wow.
That's a huge river here. So, because the Armenia was the area that all the army were attacked the Persian Empire from this area. So like Mughal, like the Chinese, like the Arabs, all attacked from Armenia. So all the area they built, it should be very safe, okay? So if we go ahead, you can see here the stones, which is right by the King Teodat, and give this garnet to the queen. Right here on this stone. Here, okay guys, come here. After the 16th century, in the end of the 16th century, we have here very heavy earthquake, okay, which is damage all the building and it will collapse. So around 70 to 80 years they couldn't rebuild here. I will show you the stones beside here. Okay? So finally after 70, 80 years, two architects, one Armenian and one Russian, they could rebuild here based on the pictures they have. Okay, so if you see around here, they have a lot of old stones back to the old building. And after the Romans attacked Armenia in the 1st century, they damaged all the building and they rebuilt it again. So the architect up here is Roman Greece. Okay, yeah. So they don't know what it was look like before, like 300 years before the Christ birth. They don't know how was the design. So this is back to the 1st century.
Cherry blossom na white yun,
300
di ba?
So the total is more than 2,000, maybe 2,000, 2,500 years old, this building. Okay, if you will see the building, it has 24 columns, okay, which is means 24 hours per day, okay. And during the history, 2 times they wanted to destroy this building and rebuild it as a church. Because many of the churches in Armenia, it was a temple. Okay, but after they become Christian, they make it a church. Okay, so but here, fortunately, we couldn't do that because one time